Hey guys, Kelly Grota 333. I know I did a video yesterday, but you are going to see quite a few videos from me in the next couple of days. I have had a lot to say, and I haven't had the time to say it. As many of you know, I've been going through a lot of personal stuff. I'm still going through it, but I don't want to lose touch with this community because it's so important to me and I need it. So I wanted to respond to a comment and question on my last video. Beth Fat to Fit asked me if I always felt this positive about myself. It's a difficult question for me to answer because I had a very difficult childhood. I did not have... I try not to get too personal on this channel. I always try and tell the people that I care about that we only see what people want us to see. And when I watch somebody's channel, I'm very aware of that. I take what I need and I let the rest go. That's why it's okay if I don't agree with things that other people say. And that's with me too. I am genuine. I am honest. But I don't share everything, and for obvious reasons, as I'm sure you'll know, this is public. So I'm going to get a little bit in depth. I don't want to go too in depth, but I do want to answer the question. I am not in touch with any of my family. I never really had parents. Both my parents are alive. I do not have a relationship really with either one. They don't really even know me. I have about 9 siblings. I really am only in contact with one. There's a lot of ugliness in my family and toxicity. So I had a rocky start. But I think for me is I wanted to be the opposite of my mother. My mother is a very negative, always the victim, never taking responsibility for her behavior, ever. If she does something wrong, she will blame it on someone else. It's somebody else's fault. Even to this day. You know, she plays her kids against each other. One of the many reasons why her kids don't have relationships with each other. I'm not the only one. So, I think... I know growing up, I was one of the overachiever type A personalities. I excelled as an athlete, you know, all county, or, you know, all-star, Empire State Games, you know, and I traveled the country as a high school student playing volleyball along with my 3-letter sports. I was a varsity letter all 4 years in high school and also in 8th grade. So I knew that that's where I could get my attention because I did not get it anywhere else. So I also acknowledged that as a young woman that I did look for attention from men, sometimes not always in a healthy fashion. I was very thin and very built, and I grew up with a killer body, and then when I was in a car accident at 21 is when I really put on the weight. The doctors told me I'd never be able to play sports again, and I have recovered, but it's never been a full recovery. You know, still have the back injuries, still have, you know, it's difficult. My body isn't what it was. I also have a lot of health issues. Anyway, all I can say is I never wanted to be like my mother. I never wanted to play the victim. What I have learned throughout the years is, and I will say I have many, many years in therapy, you know, 20 years in therapy at this point. A lot of self-discovery. I'm also the type of personality that I'm going to look from within first. If I'm having problems with somebody or something bad happened, the first thing I'll say is, what am I supposed to learn from this? This happened for a reason. I believe everything in life happens for a reason. So I had one instrumental person in my life, which was my grandmother. The only person that gave me unconditional love. I am the eldest of 35 grandchildren, just on that one side. Unfortunately, my grandmother passed away 9 years ago. that left a huge gaping hole, and that's probably about when I started getting away from the family, because she was the glue. There's a whole lot of this. I hope I'm making some type of sense. All I can say is I watch the people around me, and I see how people try and rip other people down. And I learned early on that that says much more about the person making the insults than anything about the person that they're talking about. I don't know where I got it from. And honestly, I don't think about it. I'm just grateful, and I try and instill in my girls, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Just worry about you. I have a lot on my plate. I have a lot of ugliness that goes on around me, but I realize quite quickly that I can't be bothered taking on anybody else's problems. I got enough of my own. So that's why I try and keep the focus. I just know that I may not be the prettiest. I am definitely not the thinnest, but I know my worth. I know what I bring to the table. And if you look from within, you have to say the same about yourself. You know, when people on the channels talk about, you know, name 3 positive things about yourself, 5 positive things, and everybody has so much trouble, I could give you 20 about myself and probably keep going, because I don't have anybody to boost me up. I don't have anybody that loves me unconditionally. My children love me unconditionally, but other than that, that's it. So I had a choice. Either I build myself up or I wither away in a corner. The latter was not an alternative for me. Just as the scale hasn't really moved for me, but that's okay. I stopped defining myself through the scale. I will have victories, and so much more in here and up here. I'll get to my goal. I will. I'm going to get to, because I will not stop. But that is the short version of have I always been positive. You know, I struggled through the teenage years, although many of my friends, because I still am very tight, I have a tight-knit group of high school friends that we still get together 5-6 times a year, and they will, and even people in college that I'm still friends with will tell you I always danced to the beat of my own drum. I was always different, and I attribute that to the fact that I never had a childhood. You know, when I was in high school, I never knew where I was going to sleep or if I was going to be able to eat. I used to carry underwear and a bra in my pocketbook. I spent most of my high school years sleeping at my friend's house, alternating house to house. By the age of 7, I was cooking dinner for my entire family. Let me tell you, I have a 10-year-old who's going to be 11 and a 6-year-old, and I don't let them near the stove unless I'm in the vicinity. So I never had a childhood, so I just knew I wanted more. No matter what was going on around me, I knew I wanted more, and I have to attribute my grandmother to the person who always kept me on track to wanting and achieving, because I still say to this day, and I do believe it's true, had I not had my grandmother in my life, I probably would have been a drug addict prostitute on the corner. That's not far-fetched from where I came from. So anyway, I hope this helps. I know I've gotten the question before, so there's a whole lot of life that I can't cram in, nor do I want to publicize. So hopefully this helped you. All I want to do is just encourage you all to accept yourself wherever you're at. Again, I am not as fit as I'd like to be, but I still love me, and I still know my worth, and I know what I have to offer. And everybody has something positive to offer. Everybody has something good to contribute to someone else. Have a great week, guys. You will be seeing a lot more of me this week.